I'm pretty sure you've never seen a watch like this before. From the sharp lines and edges of the case to the traditional Moldovan motifs on the dial, almost every aspect of this watch is out of the ordinary. The attention to detail really is second to none. When I first saw this watch, I was like, what the f? There's a fine line between unique and unusual. The question is, which side of the line does this watch fall? If you're new here, my name is Louis and this is As Time Decides. This is the Elysian by a new UK based brand called Costings. There's nothing normal about this watch, and that is something that immediately piqued my interest. I'm all about finding unique and interesting watches, and when I saw this watch was running a Miyota 9 series movement, I knew it was a serious watch and not some sort of fashion statement. For transparency, this watch was sent to me by the brand, but it's only a prototype and I do have to return it. This video is not sponsored in any way. The 316L stainless steel case is probably the least extravagant part of the watch, but it is still extremely impressive with the angled lines of the lugs and a fantastic mix of brushed and polished finishes. It's 40.5mm in diameter, but the shape of the lugs means the lug to lug is relatively short at 47.5mm. I can just about pull it off on my 6-inch or 15.2cm wrist. I think the 11.5mm thickness helps in that regard, though it is still a little bit large for my personal taste. If we turn the watch to the side, we can see the crown, which is inspired by the Chisinau State Circus. It looks really nice and is signed with the Costings logo. It's so easy for a brand to opt for an off-the-shelf crown, so I do welcome small design details like this, which just helps to set the watch apart just that little bit more. The crown is a screw-down crown, which I think is overkill for a dress watch, but I know a lot of people do appreciate one. The water resistance rating is a reassuring 100 meters. If we turn the watch over, there's a sort of gear-shaped screw-down case back with a display window showing off the movement. It also has a little decoration to it along with the specifications. Again, it's reasonably attractive, nothing really to complain about here. Now we come to the most interesting part of the watch, which of course is the dial, and there's so much going on here I don't even know where to start. There's different colours and textures and shapes. The wavy part of the dial is inspired by a well-known building in Chisinau, Moldova called the Rominata, the circular bush part by famous Moldovan mosaic, and the rhombi and square shapes are traditional Moldovan motifs. The beige parts inspired by the sand and stone commonly used in Moldovan construction. I don't think I've ever seen a dial quite like it. It certainly won't be everyone's cup of tea. If that's not enough, the applied hour markers are a little bit crazy as well. There's an Arabic numeral at the 1, there's a target marker at the 12, what I would call bullseye markers at the 3 and 9, and a slightly more regular looking marker at the 6. There's dot markers at the 5, 7, 8, 10 and 11, and no markers at all at the 2 and 4. The 3, 6, 9 and 12 markers are all loomed. There's a raised minute track around the edge of the dial, which is a lot more conventional, and then there's the handset, which is meant to represent old Moldovan weapons. I really like the handset actually, I think it looks great. The dial is protected by a box sapphire crystal with AR coating, although as you can see it does still reflect quite a bit of light. And the quirky design choices just keep on coming. The watch is supplied on a black Cadora nylon strap with 8 contrasting beige cross stitches and stitching along the remaining length of the strap to the side buckle. It tapers from 20mm at the lugs to 18mm at the buckle. I think it matches brilliantly. They could have easily thrown on a plainer strap which would have done the job, but again the strap design just elevates the watch ever so slightly. It feels like the brand owner has really thought through every aspect of the watch and hasn't cut any corners. If you don't like the strap, it has quick release spring bars, so you can swap it out in no time at all. As previously mentioned, the watch is powered by a Japanese Miyota 9 series. It's the 9039 automatic movement. It has 24 joules and beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's accurate to -10 seconds to +30 seconds a day, with a power reserve of 42 hours. The movement choice is fine, but I think I would have opted for a manually wound movement. Just imagine a beautifully decorated manually wound movement behind that display case back, or even just a decorated customised rotor, that would have been a really good move as well. Maybe that's something the brand can think about in the future. The funniest thing is, this variant is actually the most subdued of the 3 different colourways offered. There's one that incorporates green and orange tones, and another purple and red. I have to say, if I was going to pick one, it would be the green and orange. If you are going to rock this watch, I think you've got to go all out. So what are my overall thoughts on the watch? Well, I think it's attractive, if a little unconventional. It's unique and well built. But much more than that, this watch is the epitome of what I like about small brands. It's one man's vision, one man's passion and heritage and identity in watch form. We often like to tell brands what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And don't get me wrong, constructive feedback is important. But really the role of the brand is to present its vision and execute it well enough that it resonates with the customer. This watch is uncompromising. There's no part of it that feels dumbed down to appeal to a lowest common denominator or appeal to a larger audience. And I totally respect that. It is what it is, love it or hate it. There are small brands that produce those lowest common denominator watches, designs they know are going to be popular and going to sell, but they often feel uninspired and soulless and passionless. You definitely can't say that about this watch. If you are interested in this watch, I've left a link to the Kickstarter campaign in the description down below. You can sign up to be notified when the campaign goes live, which is later this year, and I'm told that the early bird price is £395. Kickstarter watches can be a little bit hit or miss, but at the same time there is something romantic about potentially being into a brand at ground zero, where it all began. You can tell people, if the brand makes it, that you were there right at the start. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's all I've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.